So you may notice then that I haven't trimmed up, well, skinned up around the Achilles, purely because it saves time, and I also French trim my shanks, so makes sense. Leave it on, don't get loads of hair. But yeah, there he is skinned, a nice roe buck. And tying up those shoulders round the neck and pulling in those arms lets it set like that. So much easier to butcher. It's beautiful. Oh, nearly as good as this vintage plucker as well. There's a bit of kit. Anyway, let's get it down and butcher it. So you don't need a ton of kit for this. What I'm going to be using, there's the knife box, is 10-inch Victorinox steak knife, and I've got an F-Dick 5-inch semi-flex boning knife, and that's pretty much it. Let's do it. Okay then, the first thing we're going to do is remove these back legs. I've got my cloth just in case we have any stray hairs. I'm just going to nip that Achilles tendon there, because like I said, it saves you going all the way up. And just cut, saw them off. Very simple, just like that. Give my knife a quick lick. So let's get this suet out. Then we can just nip these little tenders out, these little fillets. Just finding that backbone. These basically pull out. So I'm just using the tip, the point of my knife, go in there. Nice and gentle. And you can see it's starting to come loose. So you can loosen it off here pretty much without too much hassle. We get those out. There's the one. So repeat. Down the backbone, cut it away, cut it up into the leg. Just at the end of that pelvic girdle, again using just the point of my knife. Look at that, hardly any pressure needed. I'm holding that like a pen. That leaves us with two lovely little tenderloins. Get off, which we will fettle up in a bit in a bowl under the block. Now, as you can see here, let's get rid of that and you'll see it. So where it comes up from the tail and joins the vertebra of the backbone, there is one vertebra. We go to the next one here, and then we're going to join that up. And go through. And that gives us our pair of legs, which we can work on in a moment. Beautiful. Right, next we want to take off the shoulders, the natural seam. As you can see, it's quite limp. following down the blade bone, the scapula, basically just skinning it off. Get a close-up for you. That natural seam, see, just open it up. Finding that blade bone which is there. And again, just follow it through. There we have 2 shoulders. So what I want to do then is get rid of this neck end where this shot was taken. So I'm thinking, what's we doing? Where are we there? I'm going to go 3rd rib in and through. And then turn it over. Again, count them 1, 2, 3. Should be there. And then again. And what we've done there is we've bypassed where the shot was taken. Cut through that sternum. That leaves us with our beautiful loin and our back strap. And then this neck end here, which will all go to diced, you know, stewing for browned pies, casseroles, burgers, sausages, you know the drill. So, put that over there. Give it a wipe. We'll have a work on this. So we're going to switch it up a little bit here. What I want to do is, if you can look in there, you've got your ribs coming down into your loin end. So I'm just going to trace roughly the ribs. Just take that off. Now what I want to do, where the rib ends, that vertebra, the first clear vertebra, I can get the knife in. And I want to join that. Is it going to go through on this old block of mine? Yes. So that leaves us with that. So the loin end then, the backbone, knife angled into it, just using the tip. We're going to trace over the bone till we hit the feather bone, and just gently skim that back strap off, and then repeat. Just find when that bone juts out, over, down to the feather bones, knife almost horizontal, and then trace them down. And all we got to do is peel these beautiful parves of venison. Might have to help it on its way a little bit. We'll square it off. There's one. So just basically peeling it out. And we can tidy it up. Square it up. And then knife in. Just get rid of that silver skin. Just like skinning a fish. Get rid of that. Because we want a nice clean back strap. And that is a meal fit for a king or a queen. So same again, just in there. We're not going all the way through. And then the knife horizontal, as you can see. Push in with our other hand. And if you miss a bit, like even as semi-professional guys do, just skim it off. But yeah, how's that? All our trim. For me, it's got to be venison burgers, venison sausages. There's only so much ground minced venison you can eat, where burgers and saucissons are always welcomed. So yeah, rubbish, trim pile, just like that. So what I want to do with this, for a change, is maybe do a couple of chops. I'm going to call them chops. I hate the word tomahawk. It's just a chop with a long bit of bone. So I'm just going to nip that breast off. Always a bit tricky. There's no fat in like a lamb, where you've got some integrity to hold on to. It's just super lean, so you've got to just hold it. And again, with the other side. Like I've said many a time before, you can use tin snips if you want to. Right then. So what I want to do is try and saw down that backbone. As you can see, it's quite tricky. So I'll get my cloth. This is going to be hard, but we're going to do it. Try and hold it steady. Once we get it started, we're in. But it's the getting started. Okay, so sometimes in life, you've got to ask yourself, is life too short to cut venison loins in half? And the answer to that, my friends, is yes. So a lot of my friends over there in the US, you're most probably thinking, why don't you just put it on the bandsaw, dude? Let me tell you why. Here in the UK, we never have bandsaws. You'll be hard pushed to even find one. It's just the way we are. It's a traditional way for us to do it with the old handsaw. Bearing in mind this is more of a game saw for out in the field. But yeah, we don't touch bandsaws. We just use a handsaw, steak knife, boning knife and a steel. And we can pretty much do everything. That's where the skill comes in. Anyway, so what I want to do here Let me have a look. So we're going to get off here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, I'm going to go follow this rib down, just like that. Get my medieval chopper. Just go through. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So with this one, just going to nip off the back strap, because at the end of the day, that's what we all like. And then none of this goes to waste. We just, what I like to call, shave it off. Then in between each rib, we get all the trim. Imperative to have a sharp knife. It's so easy. Down one side, up the other. And it all adds to the coffers. Fling that round. So yeah, when you think of it, that's a burger. So we got this little, still got a bit of shot damage. So let's just tart it up a bit. Take that off there. Just cut into that. Yeah, another nice little back strap portion. Look at me, I can't stop fiddling. Beautiful. Right then, on to these. So as you can see then, we've got the lovely loin with the bone still on. Now what we want to do is cut in between the ribs and hit that vertebra. That, once I finish French trimming them, tidying them up, gives us some lovely fancy little chops, or if you want to be poncy about it, tomahawks, man. So there's a little bit of breast we took off, not a lot on these. Again, just skim the meat off. No waste, absolutely no waste. So working on that neck end then, again, shot damage, it's a classic slash job. By that I mean just get all the usable trim off you can. Any blood meat, give to your dog. And the first bloke or woman who says, "You can eat the blood meat, man," you go ahead and eat it. My dog likes it. Horses for courses, my friends. Yeah, so no fancy work here. Just get it off, man. Right, let's work on my money shot. First thing I'm going to do is straight down that tail. Don't want no bone dust. Right. Looking at our haunch then, we've got our H-bone, our pelvis, the tail, about 1 finger, just aim it slightly towards the end of the tail, get you in a saw. My God, how long did that take? Cut it off. So with the t'other side, pelvis, tail, 1 finger, angled slightly towards the tail, and again. Off, left with our haunches. Okay, I do like a shank. So you can see there, see where it's bending, natural. So you should be able to put your knife in, keep it nice and level. Give it a wiggle. That gives you 1 shank. Same with this one. You can see in there. Missed it slightly. Right. Just score around the top. You cannot beat beer braised venison shanks on some lovely mashed potato, some seasonal veg this time of year. Just a little bit of poncery for you. Just looks a bit smarter. Just using the heel of the knife. Get off. Cloth. Wipage. There you have 2 beautiful venison shanks. So, on to these little rumps. Stunning little cut. Makes a great little mini joint. Bit of a tricky shaped bone, this one. And compared to lamb, pork, beef, just a little bit longer, this bone in the tip here. Yeah, that is basically the rump steak. So I would get 2 beautiful steaks out of that. Just like that. I mean, absolutely beautiful they are. So again, just using the tip, the point of my knife, following down this bone, tracing it down. Wonderful cut of meat. Well, you could put that in if you wanted to. Just don't get fighting over it. Wonderful. On to these beauties, the haunch. So the shank as we know it then can be left whole, really old school that is. So what I like to do, and what I've been doing for a long time, is breaking these down into steaks and mini roasting joints. More manageable, easier to cook, get it off that bone, get it trimmed up, tied up, so it slices nice and easy. So we start off by taking the last bit of that hip bone off, the H bone, spelt with an A, believe it or not. Just going to square that off. Just tidy this up. Now again, that can be left whole, roasted. And all you've got to do is take out that femur. But what I want to do is to separate these. So I'll do one like this, and then the next one I will bring the camera in up close. So made up of 3 sub-primals. The top side, the silver side, and the knuckle, or as we call it over here, the thick flank. So I'm starting off by taking off that little thick flank. I think this is known as the football roast in the US. Looking for that natural seam. Just take off the old kneecap. And we'll come back to that. So here we are then, left with the silver side and the top side on the bone, on the femur. So we just really quickly nip that out. Great bone for your woofer. So again, now this could be tied and rolled. We just trim it off. Would make a beautiful Sunday roast. What I'm going to do is separate these 2. Again, natural seam, as you can see. You can almost do it with your hands. side. Might stake one, keep one whole. But yeah, got that little silver skin there. So just get our knife behind it, work it down. Just take out that fat. And there's a gland as well, which is there, look, as you can see. And that, from that one haunch, gives us 3 roasts if we want it. But what I want to do, because we eat a lot of venison steaks, it's the ultimate fast food. Always square it off. It's what will make you stand out from your peers. Nice, decent size thickness steaks. Now trim like this off the top side and off your loin is ideal, because you could cook it fast for stir fries. So if you can keep that to one side, and at the end we will not dice it but cut it into strips. So for this football roast then, really just taking off by the natural seam anything we don't need, giving it a bit of shape. You can take the silver skin off, but it's not imperative. Right. So I thought I had some of those poultry bands. They're just the best, so easy. But what we do, we just put a few strings around it. Just like that. And just pull it, not too tight, because it's a nice soft piece of meat. You don't want to go through it. Just adding a bit of shape. Go one here. Bloody fly, man. It's autumn. Die. How pointless are they? So knot number 2. So really not putting any pressure on, as if I was tying beef or pork, where I would snap this down, lock it into place. No need. Now that, cut medium rare and sliced. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Right, I'm just going to tie up this one and I'll show you how we did the haunch close up. I have to make sure this is in shot. So, first of all, take that H-bone out, going round the socket and ball joint of the femur. Again, just with the pointing knife, digs right in on venison there. Out. So if you can see there then, there's some seams. It's that top one you want. So gently with your pointing knife, just go in. Only gentle, not too deep. This is the trick. Not too deep whatsoever. And you'll start to see the femur. So we've got the ball joint of the femur. As you can see, look, we're running along the top now, through the kneecap, the patella. And we're free. free that end. So just go down and get your hand in, and you'll see and feel that seam there where the top side, silver side starts. We've got that knuckle off, so just cut that patella off, and then with this, just give it a little bit of a glance. Very simple again, just the tip of your knife, follow it. Till we take it off. And then we flip it over just with your thumbs. That separates top side and the silver side. Like before, we'll take a bit of fat out with the gland. Which is in there. Smells of nothing. It's just a case of tidying this up. Taking the silver skin off. Squaring it off. And then like before, we'll put some strings around that beauty. And we're back with our thick flank, knuckle, football roast. That bloody fly is going to get it in a minute. Tenacious little bastard. Take that off. And again, just going through, tidying it up. That gives us that one. And we're back to our top side again. Just take that off there where it was split. Square it up. And again, get some nice steaks. Cooked nice and quick. Okay, then before we have a look at what we've achieved, just got to nail these couple of shoulders. Now again, not a lot we're going to do with these. So I'm going to do trim, stew, mince. So taking off these shanks, as you can see there, where it bends, the elbow, I suppose. Just cut around it. And you kind of let gravity do its thing. Snap it out of place. I'm over there. Real quick. Slash job again. Take it off this shin. Into the pile. And up on here. Sort out this blood meat. Right. Now you can, if you want to, debone this and fashion it with some string as a slow roast, but with there being not a lot of fat on it, you can see the scapula shoulder blade is almost sticking through the skin, so it's also going to be quite hard to get it out without going through. But if you're going to make a pot roast, a slow roast out of it, it's no big deal. So first of all, I'm going to bone it out, then we'll go from there. Just go in, see if this will pull out this shoulder blade. Come on. Yes. Paddle shaped. Get off the trim I want. Can't remember what this bone's called. I don't know if it's the ulna or the radius. Very simple. Right, see what we got. May be able to roll that into a nice little pot roast joint, so we can get some strings around it without it going all out of shape. Square it off. Yeah, nice little pot roast shoulder of venison. That in the trim, that for the woofer, that in the trim. So yeah, result. So with this one, I'm just going to bone out, and this will go into sausages. Obviously you don't have loads of trim off this when you talk about making a batch of sausages. So yeah, old school slash up. No finesse. Just get it off the bone. final job. Sort out this. Okay, let's see what we've got. So anything that'll make a cube will go for casserole stew, and anything that won't will go into our tray for our sausages and burgers. Just try and get some of that sinew off, save the mincer. So a nice pile of cubed, stewed, and one to go for a little bit of mince, sausage, burger. Right, let's put it all together. My favourite part. So there he is, all cut up. How beautiful does it look? So we got our steaks from our top side, our two silver sides, our football roast or thick flanks or knuckles, two wonderful French trimmed shanks, a fly, 6 chops, these beautiful pavés from the loin, so backstrap, 2 little tenderloins, 2 kidneys, that bone and rolled shoulder pot roast, and then on to the diced, you know the drill, casseroles, beautiful. We got our mince, we're going to make some sausages, some burgers, and of course a bit for things like hunter's pie, so on and so forth. And the beautiful, beautiful offal, look how fresh it is, lungs, heart and liver. So there you have it. Not bad, eh? So if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today on the SRP, please click subscribe. You know where it is. Somewhere down here. Click subscribe, click the bell. Then you'll get notification on my latest videos. Also check me out on my social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at The Scott Reed Project. And if you'd like to help the channel along in these tough times, please check out my Patreon. But if you don't, we're not going to fall out. So until next time, I hope you found this useful, and if you don't, then why not buy a copy of my book? It's got all the method in. It's good, isn't it? Take care, my friends.